if you're going to date, you have to be socially cognitive or mature. 1 Corinthians 14 verse 20, brothers, do not be children in your thinking, be infants in evil, but in your thinking be mature. So, I want to date. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that I find someone who I'm spiritually compatible with. There are people that I know personally who are getting older and they want to get married. I'm talking about females, but they haven't been able to find the person. But they are such great women that they could get married yesterday if they wanted to. But because they put their standards above their desires, they've literally turned down certain people once they find out you and I are not spiritually compatible. My desire is not going to override, well, you know, I want to, no. From when I found out that we're not compatible, we don't believe the same things, or you say you're a believer, but the way you conduct yourself, and they turn down legitimate opportunities because their standards are there. There's some people you have to realize that, you know, you have to be very careful about this whole issue of sexuality. And so, okay, so let's just say you find someone who's spiritually compatible. You find someone, a young lady, a young man, and they say, listen, I'm going to honor God and we're going to keep this thing until we get married. The last principle that you should abide by, or at least think about, is you have to be socially mature. You know, Jacob had to work 7 years for Rachel. And so he was working for Rachel's father. So Rachel's father would have seen him get up in the morning, work, day in, day out. And you know, if that was Renee, you'd have a tough time. 7 years is not long enough. And I'll be watching you. If you wake up at 10 a.m. and all my guys are waking up at 6 a.m., you're like, this guy is not serious about life. Because once I hand over my daughter to you, and that's the kind of, and so he's being scrutinized and watched for 7 years. And there was something about this man. He was a hard worker because he valued Rachel so much that I'm going to put in the work. No woman, gentlemen, wants to marry a bum. I'm going to say that again just in case. Now listen, no woman wants to marry a bum. When you wake up and he's still in bed, bubbles of snot popping because he's still sleeping somewhere in dreamland, you have to mother him. No woman wants to marry a son, someone that she has to mother and look after. Gentlemen, you know, when you want to be waking up first, you want to be doing the heavy lifting, making, you know. Anyway, let me not go off on a tangent here. You should date him when he's ready to marry. You should date, gentlemen, when you're in a position to take responsibility for someone else. That for some, it might mean putting dating on hold and getting yourself sorted out spiritually and then get back together. For some people, it might mean observing from a distance. Does this person fall out with people all the time? You know, as a guy, you're going to church, you're watching, like every single time I'm noticing there's always beef with that person. I don't want that beef in my house. Does she pray? Is she a spiritual person? Or are you just looking at the Coca-Cola? Is she a spiritual person? Or are you being led by lust? Does she pray? Does she love people? You know, one of the things that attracted me to Effia is every single time any woman raised her hand to say, I want to receive Jesus, she was the first one out of her seat to go and pray for them. That's how I didn't even know her name. I just noticed that every single time. And at morning prayer, when I got saved, the church was about, I would say 60 people, maybe 50, 60 people. And morning prayer would be attended by at least, 5 or 10. So 40 people. And she was one of them. Every morning she's in morning prayer praying. Didn't even know who she was, but I was attracted by her relationship with God. Does she complain all the time? Is she spiritual? Is she involved in the things of God? Ladies, you want to look. Does he work? Does he have a job? How does he treat people that can't do anything for him? It's a very important one. How does he treat his mother? He's not going to treat you any better than he treats his mum. What's his relationship like with his pastor? Does he pray? Does he have good hygiene? Is he debt free? And the list goes on and on and on. So the idea is this: I don't want to enter into something and then bring myself problems. You know that meme that we spoke about last time. I want to be compatible spiritually. I want to keep myself sexually clean. I want to be socially mature and cognitive. I want to be able to say, listen, I'm not trying to drag this thing out. Do you know what they say? This is for the ladies. It's not in my notes, but it's for free. Typically, a man will know within 3 to 5 months whether you're a friend, whether you're just for now, or if you're forever. Within 3 to 5 months. All this like dating for 10, 15, 20 years, when are you going to marry me? Well, no. Within 3 months, a man knows roughly whether you're in the forever file, you're just a friend, or let's just do something for now. So what's the conclusion here? If you have standards in place, you're not going to eat off the floor in relationships, and you're going to save yourself a lot of heartache. I heard a lot of horror stories today about things that people have gone through because they had no standards. Proverbs 3 verse 13 to 18. Blessed is the one who finds wisdom and the one who gets understanding, for the gain from her is better than the gain from silver, and her profit better than gold. She is more precious than jewels, and nothing you desire can compare with her wisdom. Long life is in her right hand, and in her left hand are riches and honor. Wisdom. Her ways are the ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to those who lay a hold of her, and those who hold her fast are called blessed. That is how I want my life to be described. Blessed, paths of peace, just pleasant, riches, honor. And riches doesn't necessarily need to mean money and possessions. Riches of character, riches of favor from God. And you get this in life when you have wisdom and when you apply wisdom. A message like this is a practical message. That means in order to receive the benefits from a message like this, you're going to have to live it out. It's not good information. It is for transformation. It is to apply and add into your life and actually live it out. Being married, being in a relationship, sex, all these things, these are good things. They're not bad things. But all the devil wants you to do is like put your desires first. Forget the standards. Do what everyone else is doing. But it only leads to pain and heartache. Trust me on this. From someone that got saved at 23, in and out of relationships, maybe 1 or 2, I thought I was genuinely in love, but I wasn't. I was just in lust. I just liked physical things and not, character issues and all these kind of things. It's just about the conquest and all these things. And I don't want to be alone, but I have God. So I'm never alone. So if I'm single or married, either way, I'm totally fulfilled and satisfied because I have God in my life. So that issue is sorted out. So someone is not going to come and scratch that itch and then pull that desire out of me and make me do weird and strange things, because I'm satisfied in Christ. And so that's sorted out already. And there's these other things. God helps me to mature. I was an extremely immature 23-year-old. Within 2 years of being saved, God's putting things in me through discipleship and through the Bible. I realized, okay, I have to land a job because, I want to contribute, and because all the brothers from church were giving me money so I can go back home after service. I had nothing. So, okay, I don't want to do that. I want to be a blessing to someone else. And so I need to find a job. And then in order to get a job, I need to get there on time. I'll pull, even as a Christian, I'll pull sickies and stuff like that. And I had to come out of that. It's God will mature you and He will help you with that. And I had to be clean. It was not easy when Effie and I were dating. I suppose you can ask me the questions later, but the very first time that I kissed my wife was when the officiator said, "You may now kiss your wife." That's the first time.